Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be the first video of the series on nursing. So today we're going to talk about how to get into nursing school. So if this is something that you're interested in, keep on watching. So guys, today I have come up with a list of different tips on how to help you guys to get into nursing school. So you will see me looking down in this video because I have my list written here and I will be reading off of it, okay? So the first tip that I have for you is to really decide, is nursing for you? Now this question is a little bit difficult to answer. It's very hard for young people to decide what they want to do with their lives, and I was one of those young people. But I think that there are a couple of ways that I can help you to decide if this is something for you. So the first thing that I thought about that could help you to decide if you want to go to nursing school would be to work as either a sitter or a CNA. So a CNA is a certified nursing assistant, and they're going to do things like AccuChecks, daily weights, turning and cleaning the patient, feeding them, bathing them, etc. They are there to help you and help the patient, of course. And a sitter is someone that's going to be there for safety reasons. Either the patient needs to be protected from hurting themselves or others, or maybe they are fall risk. Now, working as a sitter or a CNA is very good because you're at the bedside and you're able to see how the nurse interacts with the patient, as well as how the physicians interact with the patients and the nurses. And if you make good friends with one of the nurses, I'm sure they'll be happy to find out about letting you shadow them on the floor. Now, there are also moonlighting programs that allows you to shadow a nurse. And also there is nurse externship, but typically I believe nurse externship requires you to be in nursing school. But those are things, if you're interested in doing them, you can always go up to the facility, ask to speak with the manager, and see what kind of opportunities they have for people that are wanting to go to nursing school or that are interested in the nursing field. And I'm sure if you meet the right person that they'll be happy to allow you to do something like that if it's available on their floor. So those things might be helpful in deciding if you want to be a nurse or not. And you can also talk to any other nurses that you know that can give you, the scoop on the nursing world and kind of give you an idea of what to expect. And if anybody has any questions on that as well, please feel free to leave me a comment below or send me an email. So the next thing that I have written down for you guys is, so once you've decided that you want to go to nursing school, you want to start applying. Now, when you're applying for schools, you want to try to apply to as many schools as possible because nursing is so competitive. You don't want to limit yourself to just the schools in your community because I'm sure many people in your community are applying to get a nursing school. I mean, who doesn't want to be a nurse or fabulous? No, but really, it's so competitive, and you really don't want to limit yourself to just the schools that are near you. If you really want to be a nurse, then you really need to try to apply to different schools in your area, outside of your area, wherever, so that you can get it done. The state that you go to doesn't change the curriculum. Pretty much every nursing school has the same curriculum. So you're going to learn the same thing whether you're at home or not. So if it's feasible for you, do try to apply to different schools. I myself went to school in Jacksonville, Florida, and I live in Georgia. But for me, that was the best option because the school that I chose did not have a waiting list. I was also able to start as soon as possible. It was an accelerated program, and I knew that I wanted to just hurry up and get it over with and start working as a nurse. I was so ready to start working as a nurse. So that was the best option for me at that time. I do also want to say that I think it's important, although they do hire associate's degree nurses, I think it's important to apply to BSN schools, like universities, because they are making it a bit harder for associate degrees nurses to get positions. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's harder because hospitals are wanting this magnet status, and it requires that majority of their nurses do have a bachelor's degree of science in nursing. So try to get your BSN if you can. If you cannot, then do your associates and just make sure to get on it as soon as possible to get your BSN. So once you've applied to school, you also, during that application process, you want to make sure that these schools are actually accredited. And when I say accredited, they need to be accredited by the NLN or the CCNE. Let me say it again. The NLN or the CCNE has to be the company that's accrediting your school. So the school needs to be accredited by either one of those, but they can also be accredited by both of those. So you want to look into that, and on their websites, the NLN and the CCNE, they do give a list of the schools that are accredited by them. So look into that, because what happens is so the next tip that I have for you guys is to try to make the best grades that you can possibly make. Nursing school, again, very competitive. So you want to go to these people with the best grades that you can possibly make. You want to make yourself stand out from the next candidate, because there are going to be many people trying to get this spot. So if the school requires a 2.8, you want to try to have a 3.0 or higher. You really want to make your application stand out. They're going to have a stack of them, and you need to make yours stand out. Don't do like Legally Blonde and put your application on pink paper, but but make it stand out. So get good grades. Make sure your GPA is higher than the minimum requirement. Try to get A's and B's in your science classes. That is like the most, not the most important, but literally one of the biggest things to do. I mean, it will help you so much, because I remember when I went for my interview with my school, they actually sat me down and reviewed each and every one of my grades in my classes. And they were specifically looking at the science classes. So lucky enough for me, I had made A's in all of them. But you guys really want to take that seriously. Definitely buckle down and try to make your best grades. You know, it's going to be hard, but nursing school is going to be harder. So just try to get through this phase of it so you can move on to the next thing. So once you've gotten your GPA up, you want to start obviously sending in your applications and start getting a look at whatever the entrance exam is for the school that you're applying to. So most schools will have an entrance exam. One of them is the TEAS test, and that's the one that I took when I was applying for nursing school. But I believe there are some others out there. So you want to look up the exam required for you to get into nursing school and see if you can get your hands on some study material. You may even be able to find a tutor out there. So get yourself familiarized with that test. Start studying for it. Take it. And once you've taken it, I believe at that point is when you go on and actually submit your application. The next tip that I have for you is going to be to start preparing for a professional interview. So now you've taken your TEAS test, you know you want to be a nurse, you took the TEAS test, you sent in your application with your high GPA. So now you're in the waiting phase, right? Let's just say. So you want to start preparing yourself for the interview, because a lot of schools do interview you before you get in. I guess they just want to see that, you know, you're not a murderer or something. They want to get to know their candidate, guys, before you go to their school. So prepare yourself. Go online, look up some interview questions. There's a method called the STAR method that helps you to answer interview questions. I've always used that. And I will put a link below to it if you want to know more about the STAR method. I'll leave a link to some information on it. And practice. Start practicing. Record yourself answering interview questions. And once you've been practicing them, the next thing you might want to do is go ahead and buy yourself, invest in a good suit. Get something that is going to last you, something that matches, it fits you well, and get yourself a good pair of low heels or flats. Now for a male, you want to get a good pair of dress shoes and a very good fitting suit. You know, basic color, blue, black. You don't want anything too crazy. I guess maybe striped, but I would really try to stick with a solid color if you can. And you can utilize, like, Macy's is where I got mine from. They had a family and friends deal, so I was able to get my suit for a very good price. So if you can try to get this suit when it's on sale, do that. But if not, just really try to make that investment. It is a very good investment because you can use that suit when you go on to get a position as a nurse. So do look into that, guys. The last thing that I have for you is going to be to just, and I think this is actually my favorite and I think the most important tip of all. You really want to speak over yourself. You know, just believe in yourself. Know that you can do it, and the sky's the limit. Anything you want in life, you got to speak over yourself and tell yourself that you can do it, and it will be done and it will be yours. Everything that I've ever accomplished in my life, I have spoken over myself. I never thought I was the smartest. I really didn't even think I was too smart until I became a nurse. You know, nursing school gave me a lot of confidence, and becoming an actual nurse on the floor even boosted me even higher. You know, I couldn't believe the things that I was knowing, the things that was coming out of my mouth. You know, it was just amazing. Nursing has changed me so much for the better, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity I've been given to work in other people's lives and, you know, kind of aiding God's work. And, you know, even if you're not a Christian, you gotta just still, you know, believe in yourself. Nursing is an awesome field. It really is so rewarding in so many ways. And, you know, although there are nurses who will say, and it's true, you know, we don't, for the things that we do, we aren't compensated as well as we probably should be. But I can tell you that for me, the best compensation over even the money is really the feeling that I get when I'm able to see my patients progress. There is no other feeling like that. I would never want to be in another profession. I don't want to ever lose that feeling. I love it. I love seeing my patients progress. I love helping them to make progress, and I love more than anything being able to be with them as they change and grow, and as their families grow and they come and visit you in the hospital. I love every bit of it, and you know, nursing it's just a great field, and I encourage you guys out there, this is something that you really want to do. Go after it, guys. Work hard and believe in yourself. And if there's anything I can do to help you guys on your journey, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my very best to get back to you as soon as possible. So those are my tips for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye.